Hi everyone, I'm Krystal. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about MM2H, Malaysia My Second Home program, and this is a visa program that opens doors for foreigners to live here comfortably and invest in property. So let's get started. For a basic introduction, what is MM2H? MM2H is actually a visa program that allows foreigners to stay in Malaysia without giving up their citizenship for a period of time up to 5, 10 or 20 years. And the best part is you are allowed to buy property to live it in or rent out. This is a good entry point for investment. So let's break down at a glance of the key benefits and requirements for MM2H. So basically, it's a long-term social visa visit, and yes, it is renewable. It's open to most of the nationalities as long as you do financial checks and background checks. Some of the key perks for this visa pass is multiple entry access, so you can come and go freely, and you can bring along your spouse and your families. And we have tax advantages, especially on foreign income, and the ability to own property in Malaysia, subject to local rules. Of course, the flexibility to access to schoolings and investment opportunities. So Malaysia have a great quality of healthcare and also many good schools. Let's talk about why Malaysia is a top choice to stay. So one of it, which is the most important I guess, is the affordable cost of living. So daily expenses like rent, food, living, cars, petrols, and domestic help are significantly lower than in countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, and other Western nations. You can definitely enjoy a comfortable middle to upper class of living on a modest income. One of it is property ownership for foreigners. So this is where Malaysia actually allows foreigners to own properties here, and this is usually restricted for many other countries. And next is multicultural and English friendly. Widely spoken English along with Tamil, Chinese, and Malay, and making daily life, healthcare, and education much more easier for foreigners. And next, modern infrastructure and tropical lifestyle. We have world-class malls, international schools, hospitals, highways, and airports. Besides that, we have beautiful beaches, islands, greeneries, with a tropical climate all year round, which this I think is quite subjective because we live here the whole year, and sometimes we get fascinated at snow or cold climates. But I believe for those who are overseas where they enjoy cooler seasons more than warm, they'll be able to appreciate this. And last but not least, the strategic location. We are close to Singapore, Thailand, and Indonesia, and this is completely easy access to Southeast Asia. So many of the foreigners from Singapore, Japan, China are actually choosing Malaysia as base as their second home. So now, who is qualified for this program? So firstly, you need to show a minimum offshore income and place a fixed deposit in Malaysia Bank. The amount depends on your age and also the category that you choose. So now let's look at the background and the categories that we have. Let's talk about Malaysia My Second Home program in this table. Okay, so it's quite a simple one. Let's start with the red one, which is the lowest point. So this is economic zone, and the fixed deposit is around 65,000 USD. The property value that you should own is subject to government state value, and you can bring dependents like your spouse, children, and parents. Your visa validity is about 10 years, and one of the most common one would be silver because it's quite I think for the entry point lah, because fixed deposit is around USD 150,000, and participation fee is the same as economic zone, is 1,000, and the property value is Ringgit Malaysia 600,000 and above, which is considered common property prices. All of these you can bring your spouse, children, and family, and visa validity is 5 years. So it's considered, I would say, the middle range type, and it's the same, you cannot work in Malaysia. This is mostly for retiring or holiday stays in Malaysia. During 7th of January 2025, there was an agreement that was actually mutually agreed and set out by Malaysia and Singapore to form JB-SEZ, which is Johor-Bahru Special Economic Zone, and this is actually to enhance cross-border economic activities to improve the movements of goods and people for these two countries, which is basically at the border side that is Johor-Bahru, and strengthening business ecosystem, and of course attracting high-value investments. The key features actually includes improved connectivity between Johor and Singapore, and that is why the form of RTS, and initiatives like Passport Free, which is using the QR codes for land checkpoints lah. So for air, it's still using passport, just that the land we can use QR code, and the establishment of the Invest Malaysia Facilitation Centre, Johor, IMFCJ, to streamline business operations within SEZ, and talent development partnership to meet industry demand through collaborations between educational institutions and industry bodies. This JB-SEZ encompasses areas like Iskandar Development Region, Pengerang, focusing on sectors like manufacturing, logistics, tourism, renewable energy, and digital economy. This initiative represents a significant step in strengthening economic ties between Malaysia and Singapore, aiming to create job opportunities and drive regional growth. So what we can see from this chart here is that economic zone sector doesn't mean the entire JB-SEZ. So JB-SEZ is actually approved by state government, and for MM2H it is set out by Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, which is MOTAC. For this confusion, right, it has been a popular topic between those who are buying properties, because all of them would think that JB-SEZ, the economic zone in MM2H, is the same. Yes, the economic zone for MM2H is set out for JB-SEZ, but currently this economic list, state government only approved for Forest City. So we believe that in future, the list will be the entire SEZ list, but at the moment, it is still only restricted to Forest City. And as to when this will be applied to the entire JB-SEZ, it might take months, it might take years. So this is somewhere the gap is, and it's causing quite a confusion, and it's an impact for decision makers lah, I would say. So for this, many of our customers actually prefer economic zone because of the lower in fixed deposits and also lower in the property price that they could buy. But I did an analysis here which I want to share with you guys, which I find that it's actually about the same if you select silver package. This is something I want to share with you guys. Look, so for silver, right, the fixed deposit is actually 150,000, whereas SEZ is 65,000, and equivalent to RM at the exchange rate of 4.23, which is the average one, is about 624,000, and for SEZ is around 274,000, right? And for the property value that you can buy here is 600,000, and for SEZ is based on the state government at an average prices for Forest City, right, around 500,000. So we will use this as a moderation lah, okay? So what you can withdraw out is about 50%, so it's around 317,000, and what you can withdraw here, half is 137,000. So basically, after your fixed deposit, the amount that you have to top up, even you use the withdrawals, is around 182,000, and for SEZ it's around 362,000. For this, the outflow adding together is also around 500,000. So for these two lower category zone, I would say it's more or less about the same. Of course, for silver category, you need to fork up a bit more, but do bear in mind that the property that you purchase is actually on a higher value, definitely because you can choose freely to buy almost every part of Johor Bahru, and definitely can choose the town area projects where you are able to earn more in terms of capital appreciation, in terms of rental yield. Looking at around like maybe 2 to 3 years later, I think the difference for that lower amount that you actually fork out, your capital appreciation can definitely cover that lah. So a lot of you guys will be asking, what kind of property can you buy? So actually you can buy sub-sales, you can buy new projects, not a problem, but except for economic zone, which is Forest City, you can only buy from Forest City developer lah. Alright, and there's this 90-day rule where you have to stay at Malaysia for 90 days, which is about 3 months. I think it's a good period of time where you can enjoy one of the seasons here in Malaysia for those who doesn't stay here for long term, and for those who travel frequently. As long as you meet 90 days, even though it's not consecutively, it's fine. Okay, so it's a good golden 90 days rule, I find. So it's not only me saying that how good my country is, we have proofs from all over the world as well. Right, let's take a look. So looking at this, Malaysia actually made up to Global Retirement Index, and Malaysia, which clocks into number 10 at Global Peace Index list, and number 7 on International Living Global Retirement Index. And besides that, Malaysia gets ranked for 7th best country for retirement in 2025. wow, this is quite a good ranking. And because of cost of living, healthcare, climate, visa options, it's about the same like what I shared just now. And for places that expats choose to live, Malaysia actually ranked number 22. So wow, quite impressive. And no wonder there's more and more foreigners actually buying properties recently. And for the current announcement from MM2H, which is on the 28th of May, the latest one, so is that for the properties that you bought before your MM2H endorsement, for a period of 2 years, 24 months, you can still use that purchase to withdraw 50% of your fixed deposit. So in the past, you cannot use the deposit before your MM2H endorsement, but for now you can up to 2 years before your endorsement. Okay, clear cut, huh? Okay, so I think that's all for the update. So Malaysia MM2H program isn't just a visa, it's a gateway to own property, enjoying a great lifestyle, and living affordably in Southeast Asia. Like and subscribe if you find this is helpful for you. And if you are considering property investment in Johor Bahru under MM2H, drop your questions in the comment box. Thank you for your time and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!